but there's only optimism surrounding one of them. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kerwin with you, breaking down the 1-5 Falcons, 1-4 Saints. And Pat, New Orleans on Sunday night finally got the offense going against Seattle. It's supposed to continue this week against the Falcons defense, but we said that before about New Orleans, that the offense is supposed to get rolling.
Yeah, and I think it will, though, continue at this point, because what I saw, what I was looking for the whole time is better play by the offensive line. Can you please protect Breeze long enough that he can see down the field and find his targets? They did that. And then will the guys on the defensive line please start rushing the passer the way you're supposed to? Now, all of a sudden, they're up to 6 sacks. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about a team didn't have any sacks. I like both sides. I think the guys with their hand on the ground benefited the most from the rest.
And you're talking about the Saints defense getting the sacks, and you're working against two players, or an Atlanta offensive line that's missing both tackles, right. Wayne Gandy and Wiener on the other side. So now you got these sacks coming in, and you got a defense that's going up against Byron Leftwich making his first start for Atlanta. It doesn't sound like it works out too well.
You know, Byron Leftwich gets his shot to take on the team. Now, if you look at these guys, the Falcons on the road in the last 3 road games, they're scoring 8 points a game. So I can see some of the motivation to make a change at quarterback. But we're not switching styles. Leftwich is a pocket passer. He's going to be on the midline, the stationary target. We know the launch point. The edge rushers, Will Smith and Charles Grant, are going to collapse that pocket, and they're going to hit him and hit him often.
You know, we knew that Michael Vick, along with everybody else, knew that Michael Vick would be a huge problem. The fact that he hasn't been there and all the problems that he's having would be a huge hit to this Falcons offense. Mm-hmm. But when you look at this offense before the season, did you think it would be as bad as it is?
You know, I thought Warwick Dunn was starting to slow down and showing his age a little bit. They got to switch to Julius Norwood a little bit more. I think that's a popular opinion down in Atlanta. And from people who are watching the tapes, this is a big play guy. He needs to be getting more touches than he gets. Algie Crumpler, when I was at camp, looked out of shape to me, looked heavy, looked like he couldn't separate. And those receivers still frustrate me and everybody in Atlanta for their inability to be good receivers.
Yeah, another team in the southeast part of this country that spent a lot of first-round picks on wide receivers. I'm talking to you, Jacksonville, by the way, who spent first-round picks and has not panned out. Let's throw the numbers into a computer. 10,000 times, 10,000 results, all mathematical elements that come up with a prediction. The AccuScore prediction, here's what it said about this game. The Saints, 66% of the time, came out victorious. Has the Falcons at 18 points as the average score. I'm not sure where they're getting that. Pat, Saints win big?
I like the Saints. I don't know how big they'll win because, you know, they have their moments, too, with their receivers. I don't see the vertical threat receiver and Devery Henderson. If he's on the field, that's a guaranteed drop. As long as Reggie Bush is healthy and he's starting to get fed the ball inside the way he is, I don't know how long he can keep doing this. He's an undersized guy. He now has 100 touches in the season for over 400 yards. As long as they have him, they have a very good chance to win. I'll take the Saints.
I'll take the Saints in this one as well, and they were the many people's pick to make the Super Bowl. You got to get wins first, one at a time. They're trying to join the 92 Chargers as the only team to make the playoffs after starting 0-4. They start for 2 wins. They try to make it 2 in a row, and they kick it off at 1 p.m. Eastern. And for more on this game or anyone else, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything on the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kerwin, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.